If you're watching this, it means that you're dying alone. Well, no, not you specifically, me, down the line. Madeline, if you're watching this, it means that you're dying alone. I can't say that I'm entirely shocked. When I made a series of life-altering decisions for us this past year, I did see this as a potential outcome. Never finding love, never finding that special someone to split New York City rent with. I knew it was a real possibility, and I know that you're probably quite less than pleased with me right now. Lying on your deathbed cursing your 26-year-old self. I get it. My first offense. I've ignored every text inviting us out to the bar for the past 10 months. Sure, it might have just been ADHD paralysis at first, making responding to a text from a dear friend elicit the same levels of anxiety as a wounded wildebeest being hunted by a pack of hyenas. But as an added side effect, I realized that not binge drinking on a weekly basis feels amazing on the body. And let's be real, we weren't going to find the love of our life sloshed and romping around the West Village at 3 a.m. anyway. My second offense. I deleted all the dating apps from our phone. This one sounds like an excuse, and I swear it's not. It was an accident. I was trying to clear enough storage space on our phone so that I could re-download DoorDash and order Popeyes. But after deleting them, I realized how much better life is when I'm not tapped into an algorithm created by corporate giant matchmakers trying to herd an anxious and emotionally unavailable generation into pairings of maximum sexiness and profit.
Oh my god, this is so dramatic.
Do I know logically that not using dating apps and going out less does not guarantee a slow descent into spinsterhood? Yes. But does that change the fact that it feels like I'm doing something wrong in this world that makes the pursuit of eternal love the most important and noble quest of a woman's lifetime? No. When I accidentally stopped dating this past year, I had no idea how good it was gonna feel. I suddenly had all of this mental space freed up and genuine time freed up in my life. Like tactically and psychologically, there was so much more room to start discovering and excavating all these pieces of myself that I realized I kept tucked under my bed because they weren't convenient enough to fit into the work hard, get a job, make money, be hot, get married, live happily ever after pipeline that I have been chasing my entire life. And somehow stepping off of that cultural conveyor belt made me care so much less what people thought of me. Note that I said less, not care at all. If I'm trying to build a life that does not have to adhere to this specific mold, what else can I do? Well, as it turns out, lots of things. Thank you for asking. I am taking a beginner level hip hop class, an acting class, and private vocal coaching lessons. So many things that just 1 year ago I would have been humiliated to sign up for, let alone admit on the internet that I am doing. Oh, starting a YouTube channel too. That's another thing that I would have been absolutely mortified. I think I'm just starting to realize that all of these things that society deems as cringy or embarrassing are just things that are creative, self-expression, or vulnerability. And of course society doesn't want us to do those things because it keeps us on the conveyor belt. Work hard, make money, aka keep the economy alive, and be hot, get married, aka reproduce and keep more people to keep the cycle going. Oh my god. Because capitalism. I do have to issue one major disclaimer, which is that I have a little trick up my sleeve that helps me stay off of the apps and in my self-betterment lane. In classic rom-com terms, you might call it a friends with benefits. I prefer to call it an ethical situationship, a term that I believe I have coined. Ethical situationship, a sexual and at times vaguely romantic partnership between two people in which both parties are not in pursuit of a long-term relationship, yet intentionally continue seeing each other anyway in a non-committal fashion due to the relationship's symbiotic, read mutually beneficial nature. In short, I am being railed semi-regularly by a dear friend who is also on her own journey of creative expression. And we just keep each other warm on those cold and lonely nights on the path to self-expression and fulfillment to keep the horny. I like ethical situationship rather than friends with benefits because I think friends with benefits implies a sense of we're just friends, where a situationship can hold some sort of undertone of romance or relationshipy vibes. But if it's ethical, both parties are completely satisfied in it. There's not that classic situation of one person wanting it to become something more and the other person just putting the brakes on. It feels really cool to be satisfied in the situation that I'm in. I have been so desperately wanting a relationship for so many years of my life, and I think it's because I lacked a lot of stability and security growing up. And so, after working so hard to build it for myself, when I had the foundation, I was like, okay, what's the cherry on top? Obviously, it is finding a long term partner and building a life with them on the foundation that I worked so hard for. So I can hold it up to the world and be like, I made it. When my accidental not dating because of my hermit tendencies turned into intentionally not dating, I still kind of thought it was going to be a temporary stint, like a dry January of dating that I was doing. I still kind of thought that I was really going to need that relationship to be fulfilled. I didn't like have that bit of information deleted from my brain hardware yet. But the more that I'm sitting in it, the more that I'm realizing if this never ends and I am single for the rest of my life, I'm okay with that. I almost think the pendulum has like swung the other way, where before I was like, I need to be in a relationship so I can finally feel like I've made it. And now I'm like, I need no one to disrupt my peace so I can find true fulfillment. But I'm happier on this end than on this end because at least this is in my own control, you know? If my friends are the great loves of my life, that is more than fine with me. If I'm single and peacefully confident in my cringiness when I'm on my deathbed someday, if I am on my own forever, just pouring into my own cup and giving myself the permission to feel happy and fulfilled, I am so okay with that. And I'm still open to finding love. It's not something that I don't want for myself anymore. I'm still human, but I'm not in an intentional pursuit of it. If I find someone right now, it's going to need to be organic on the subway, in the 3 mile long Trader Joe's line on a Sunday afternoon, in an Instagram DM. I'm open to the endless possibilities, but if I fall in love right now, it's going to have to be something that finds me, not vice versa. Rolling? Rolling. And if the worst case situation does come true, Madeline, if you're old and gray watching this without a partner to hold your hand, here comes the airplane.